All right, I think we're good. Now we're going to start recording. Welcome everybody to the Yin Yang Wolf Pack. If you are here, you are now a wolf. You are a part of the pack. You are part of the team, the tribe, the fucking the group, whatever words you want to use. Whoever came in, gonna meet you. Okay, yeah. So, yeah. Today I don't know. I've been inspired lately to really talk about game. Like there's so many words for it. You can say pickup, you can say social dynamics. Game and social dynamics are the words that I like to use. Pickup, not so much, but it's a skill. It's how do you interact with the world? How do you interact with other human beings? Which is really your entire fucking life, dude. Like you need to learn this. Like this is actually a thing that is hindering you in your life. I know because I didn't have these skills before. And I know how it was hindering my life. Like I would walk around and I felt blocked off. I felt uncomfortable anywhere I went. Like I wanted to talk to people. I would like say go to a bar or say go to a club or just, I don't know, be hanging out with people. And I want to be able to communicate with these people in a way that is not violating them and in a way that, you know, we can get in good rapport. Like I can give them a chance to feel my good energy and allow them to reciprocate. And if you don't have these tools, if you don't have the skills, if you don't understand the body language, the tonality, what words to use, if you don't understand this thing, then it's going to hurt. Like you're gonna walk around and you feel like small, and you feel unseen, and then you kind of want to hide. Like you kind of don't want to be there, and then you see other people having a good time, and then it makes you feel even more uncomfortable because why can't I be having a good time too? It's like this whole weird fucking thing that happens in the mind. And I know because I used to experience it now. I get it here and now every now and then, but like now I've gotten to the point to where like 90% of the time that I'm out, I'm enjoying and really feeling good. And I'm just kind of, then it becomes a game. Then it becomes a game to play. I'm just fucking playing. Like I'm just having fun. It's not like, oh, I hope I look weird or I hope I don't look weird. And I hope this person doesn't do that. And like, I'm not afraid of the environment anymore. I used to be afraid when I was going out. You know, now it's like an adventure. Now it's like, yo, what amazing people am I going to meet tonight? What amazing experiences am I going to have? Like that is the perspective now. And I know because, you know, I talk to people and I see the world and I look around and I can see people in the state that I once was in. Once you get good at anything, you start to see where other people are lacking in this thing. Like if you're a fucking great, I like chess. So like, when now that I've gotten to a certain level in chess, right, I can say I'm actually like, I'm decent. I'm not great by any means, but like, I'm decent enough to where I see the levels and I see when a person doesn't have opening understanding. And I love it because opening is like a term used in game, and term used here is like, how do you open somebody? How do you open on the chessboard? Like there are the masters before us, the grandmasters of chess, the masters of game. They have come before us and they figured out these things called openings or openers, and they know what works and they know what doesn't work. So you don't have to reinvent the wheel here. There are already tools in place. Like somebody has already learned jujitsu. They've already mastered this thing to a certain extent to where they know the moves. They know what you do here, what you do there. And then you start to get good at this thing. Then you become the master and then you start to develop on top of their theories. But you have to start somewhere. Okay, and people are lost and they don't know where the fuck to start. So maybe this can be your introduction, or this can be how you start to look at this thing. Okay, I say all of that to say that me and Gio went out last night. I have Gio right here is the IMC Base 2 Guardian. He is the Magic man. So if you want to know Magic, come talk to this man, or reach out to me, or reach out to him. We'll get you in contact. Like this, I've been saying this and I'm going to keep saying this. I feel like Gio really is he's their secret weapon. He had base 2. He's like the thing that, like, you know, when everything fails, is like, he's the trump card. He's like, but we have this, you know, fucking,
so funny, dude.
You know, this is perfect because in one of the Marvel movies, he goes up to the bad guy and it's like, we have an army. And he's like, we have a Hulk. And I'm like, we have a Geo, we have a Magic man. Like you have whatever, you have an army, we have Geo. Like That's how I feel about this thing. And so I'm very, very excited to have him. This is the first time that I'm having a guest here on Yin Yang Wolfpack on IMC TV. So Gio, I hope you feel very special because you are our special guest tonight.
That's right.
And so last night, Gio and I, we went out. What do you want me to call you, Gio? Do you want me to call you Magic Man? What do you prefer?
Oh, you call me Gio, bro.
Okay.
Yeah, Gio's that's the brothers call me Gio. People who don't know me yet, they start at Magic, man.
They can call you. I've earned calling him Gio. So if you don't know him, you can't call him Gio. Call him the Magic Man. Call him the Guardian. All right. So give him those names. But so I will refer to him as Gio because he's my brother. He lives here with me. He's my housemate, and you know we go through this, man. We do this thing. We're fucking monks. We live this life, like for real. Fucking no cap, for real, I'm God. Like, this is how we live. Okay, so yeah, I want to turn it over to you, Gio. Just like, I don't know, just whatever the fuck you want to talk about, whatever inspired you. I don't know if you want to go through the timeline or just specific parts. However you want to go, I'll give you the floor.
All right, thanks for the intro, and thanks for this opportunity to speak at the Yin Yang Wolfpack.
Oh, of course.
I said, oh man, being last night, you know, I've gone out game with Will a couple of times, and I've seen him out there in the club, you know, in the action of everything. And he's really cool how he carries himself, and he has his flow. He's like a cat. He's in the zen, and he has his own flavor of fun and vibe, and it's cool because everyone's trying to have fun, or they're having fun in their own way with their group and their dynamic. But then you see Will's in his his own world, but his world is open. It's open.
You know what I think, bro? I think because of the private moment, like I feel that too. I'm in my little world, and I'm just kind of doing me, and then I'm inviting people into my
open.
world.
Yeah, I see that. Yeah.
Go.
That's so cool. So he sees that too. That his inner world, it's open. He's openly invited people in, and he's always looking around to see who responds. And seeing that, it's very effective. It affects me, and it gives me a reference, not a reference. But another thing that I want to talk about is that I had a different dynamic yesterday going out, and I got to see the results of the effect of what they say is what you put out is what you get. And I saw that a lot yesterday because I was looking for something specifically, and I was putting it out. And when I was going out there, I really wanted, because you know, I have these old girls on my phone saying they're just terrible. You know, they're far away, so that I understand that's why they don't text back to me that much, and other reasons as well. But I wanted to, you know, have a friend, a type of a girl that's a friend, so a girl that I can talk to. Because there's dating apps and stuff, but that's not the flavor. I'm not looking for that vibe for some reason. I want to be straight out there and talk to the person, locals, building that, you know, that vibe in person. And when I was doing out there, I was carrying them, you know, it was fun, playful, and very having this essence of, you know, being a friend to the people out there. Yeah, it's the best way I can describe it. And as I was doing that, I could see in my environment that as I was going around to the clubs, walking down the streets, that I could actually see this time, fully aware. I'm so proud to say this, but I could see the people who reflect my vibe, my energy. Mm-hmm. And it's fucking amazing because everyone's in their own little world, and they're all like putting out certain energy that, you know, some of them are really insecure, some of them are, you know, they're having a bad day, and you can see it. It's all in their body language and face. And I'm putting this good energy to the friend, you know, having a good time, you know, just so you open communication. And as I'm putting that vibe out there, it's really cool that I see certain people, they immediately feel the energy and it hits them. And the first thing they do is that they smile back. They acknowledge me back without any words. My energy hits and it bounces back, and I can see. Like, bro, I don't even have to do anything from that point. I just have to establish a communication line with those people where my energy hits, because it's not going to hit for everybody. Everybody's in a different zone. And then it was so awesome to see that last night, because there were so many moments where I got to see the people that was reflecting my vibe, and I saw that I could also change my vibe, and I could trigger the same thing. For example, the same thing I'm talking about is the people who are the insecure, people who are squaring up at the club, who like, very serious. They feel like someone's gonna take their girl or something, or they have this problem. You can see it. If I mimic their vibe and I start squaring up and I'm gonna become visible to them. I become their target immediately. I immediately saw it, like, because I saw other guys in the club that were throwing these complaints and stuff about aggression or someone being like mean to them, oh, this asshole and shit. But I could see that they were doing the same thing. They were literally reflecting that vibe of the other guy. And then if I did the same thing, I would become visible. They would acknowledge me right away that this guy's trouble. If I just started squaring up and becoming intense, just like them, I would join their world, literally. That would be another enemy to them. That was so fascinating to me because it's like, wow, it's so simple. It's so quick. You can fluctuate worlds really quickly. And as I kept doing that, as I acknowledged that, one thing that was really hard for me is like when I went to the clubs where there's a loud music, when it's very loud, it's not easy being a friend in that environment. I understand. But so what do you do this is what Will has it on a whole nother level, where he doesn't even have to speak. He's just moving around his body and dancing and communicating. And then the girls respond. They acknowledge what that vibe. That was really cool. That's his opener. It's a like, wordless pickup.
Yeah, it's like I'm opening way before I open. It's like it's just me kind of being me. Like my body language is really the first opener. Like they notice my energy. I haven't spoken a fucking word to anybody, but I come in and I'm just like grooving, dude, because I pick places where I like the music. And so if I like literally the music is the vibration for me. And so I tune into that thing and it amplifies me. And so then I feel like I'm one with the environment. Like I become the environment and I am it and it is me. And, we become one, I become water. Like that's kind of like the whole Bruce Lee feel that I have with it. So,
exactly. Yeah. And that's how I see him pick up. He becomes, he becomes one with the music and he doesn't really speak or say much. And that's how he picks up the girls in those loud music environments. So I was like, man, that's so cool. That's a whole art in itself that he's really good at. And bringing it from there, man, there was a huge moment where me and Will forgot his wallet. We had to go back to his car.
Oh yeah. Dude, we walked to the fucking club and we're about to walk in and I'm like touching my fucking pants. I'm like, where the fuck? And it's so funny because so many times, like, I'm usually the one reminding everybody. I'm like, you got your ID? You got your ID? Like, I'm always the one reminding people. And I fucking didn't have mine. I was like, what the fuck? And like, dude, you have that moment of like, fuck, did I lose it? Like, where is it? Like, like now I have to order a new one. What about my fucking credit card? Like, this is a whole stupid thing. And then, so then I realized, okay, well, it's probably at the car. So then I walked back to the car.
Walked back to the car. Started going there, and mind you, it's the St. Patrick's Day. There's people everywhere. Man, it's such a beautiful downtown, man. Seriously,
yeah,
all sorts of people. And, oh man, having a good time. And as we approach our car, there's this drunk girl right next to Will's car, sitting on the.
Bro, that was like destiny, fate, like perfect, like right, like just seriously the coincidence of that happening. So
she's waiting for us, bro.
Yeah, she was waiting for us, literally.
Yeah, literally, man. It was like God's gift. Because seriously, she was there. She was, upset, sad, and a little bit drunk, and going through all the emotions. And it was really fascinating because as soon as we walked up, I hadn't even didn't register in my mind. When I saw her, she looked like a dark shadow. I was like, oh, there's a homeless. I didn't really.
there's some homeless bitch by your car.
Registering. And then to see Will, she starts speaking to us and stuff, and then a little closer, and it's an actual girl, like around our age. She's a bit young, and she's like kind of cute too. And I'm surprised and everything because she starts questioning our vibe. It's like, why are you guys smiling? What's going on? Tell her just came back because my friend was forgot his wallet in the car, and she's like, but why are you smiling? Why are you so happy? And no matter what response we would give it to her, she kept questioning our vibe, our character. We were blowing her mind because she just couldn't understand how like you can see like everyone out there, they have like this sort of vagueness to have fun. But I know she can sense it from us. We had none of that.
Yeah.
And she was so curious. She just kept asking nonstop questions. And what was really amazing is that this girl, she wanted to be picked up. She wanted to be taken away. She wanted all that. But right there, we had man, this moment, how would you describe this? We're in an abundance of choices of how we could take it. This girl, literally. And playing that story was really, really fascinating because it says a lot about our character, but at the same time, we could have played much differently.
Yeah.
But man, I'm just excited because I'll literally choose on the platter.
Walk through the sequence. Like, how did that happen? Like, what happened?
Man, what happened? The sequence, bro. Man, dude, that was man. I don't even know. She just kept asking about us. Were we happy? Were we look so good?
Okay, if you don't, I'll talk about it because you're giving like a general picture. I want to do like specific here, so that people can learn and like see, what was it that created the moment.
Gotcha.
Okay, so we were walking back. I left my wallet in the car. This girl is sitting on the curb or whatever, and she's like calling somebody. And so I kind of walked past her. I noticed her. Obviously, she's just fucking right in front of the car, and I noticed her. And so I grabbed my wallet from the car, walked back out. And then, so if she's like sitting here, like I come from the car and then I sit on the car behind my car. So my car's right here. I sit on the hood of this other car and she's down beneath me. And I'm like, hey, are you okay? What's going on? And she's like, yeah, I'm fine. Just here. I was like, oh, okay. Like, are you good? Like, is somebody picking you up? Like, I came with a lot of kindness, would you say, right?
Yep.
Like, I came with I was kind of worried, like, dude, this is this fucking girl by herself here, out in the street. And so I'm like, my real like honest intention was like, hey, is someone picking you up? Like, where are your friends at? Did you come alone? Like that was my whole entire vibe. But I was very friendly, and I sat back and I was like sitting back, and she's like, yeah. I think my friend is gonna come. She's like calling her friend. She had her phone like on, like sitting on her breast. She had kind of like some big breasts, and she was like she was a white looking girl, like blonde hair. She had like big boobs, and she was like Jaimita. And I was like, oh, like she looks super white, but apparently she's Hispanic. I was like, are you Hispanic? She's like, yeah. Like, why didn't you think that? I'm like, you look white. And she's like, no, my mom's Mexican. I was like, so that was a whole little moment. And so yeah, I was like, okay, well, is Jaimita gonna come get you? And she's like, yeah, maybe. And then she's like, here, talk to her. And so then she hands me the phone, and I'm like, Jaimita, like, are you coming? And she's like, yeah, I'll come get her right now. I was like, okay, all right, good. And then she started being like really funny. She was like, yeah, get your ass over here, girl. Like, come hang out with us or whatever. Like, it became us. It was like, she's come hang with us. I'm like, bitch, I just met you like 2 minutes ago. I'm just trying to make sure you're fucking, gonna get home all right. And so we continue that. And then at some point, she, I don't know, somehow we got her to stand up. Like because she was sitting down for a minute, and I was just kind of talking, make sure she was okay. Is your friend coming? All right, cool. And then I kind of, I don't remember how the transition was precisely, but then at some point I got her to get up, and then I moved away from the car, and then she went to the car, and then I was leaning on like a little pole. And then that's when Gio came in, and then you came in and you sat next to her, right?
I think I was on the car too.
Yeah, no, y'all were both like sitting on the hood of this random ass car.
That's right.
Yeah. And then she's still, the entire energy is we're very playful. It's like, oh, we're gonna go out here, we're gonna go there. It's St. Patrick's Day. Like it was all very fun. It was all very playful. And then I believe you asked her what her zodiac sign was. Mm-hmm. Was it you? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. And then what happened?
Yeah, I guess I asked her what zodiac sign is, and then I started playing the game. I was like, let me take a guess. And I took a guess, and I think I had it wrong, if I'm correct.
I mean, fuck, 1 out of 12, you're probably very very rare you're gonna get it right.
Mhm. Yeah, no, I think I had it wrong, and I started playing with her, and she was like, "No, I'm a Taurus." There you go. She's like, she's a Taurus. Now I'm like, "Oh, wow, you're a Taurus." This, my goodness, it's the second Taurus I've ever met so far. And for her, she went all deep because then she went like with Will. I think Will told her that he's a Taurus too.
Yeah.
And they became like best buddies and start showing each other's IDs.
Yeah. Wait, did we do that? That's so funny. I don't remember that.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, there's that moment. He was doing that, and then yeah, she kept calling. She called another friend.
No, it was the same one.
It was the same one.
She called the same Jaimita girl.
The same Juanita. She did that.
Her name was Margarita,
Margarita,
which inspired me to have a margarita lesson.
There we go. Yeah, there was that moment, and then so I don't know how I just went into this moment, but as we were leaning right next to each other in the car, I was like, yeah, picture.
At a certain point, it was like they were him and her. They were like this, man. They were like just sitting on the car. I was like, my dude, like let's go, come on. I was so happy. Yeah, because you were basically just like teasing her the whole time about being a Taurus or whatever. Because I think I don't know what you. Oh, she was like, yeah, I'm a Taurus. We're earth signs. We're really grounded. It takes a special type of person to be an earth sign. And he's like, oh, you're like, I'm an earth sign. And she's like, oh wow, like what are you? She's like, you were like you wouldn't understand. It's next level. Like it was perfect. Like the way you said it, it was like you wouldn't understand. Like it's next level. And it just like I was cracking up, she was cracking up. Yeah. And it became a moment because it showed a lot of, I don't know what is the word. It showed a lot of playfulness. It showed like superiority, kind of dominance, alpha, and like it killed it.
That's funny because I didn't think about it like that, but I can see it did because
that was the moment where like her attraction spiked.
I see. Damn, my awareness wasn't there. Wow.
Yeah. Really and so like perfect. This is great that we're talking about it, so we can so you can see what you're doing and when it hits. And so like that is like that playfulness that kind of like yeah, you're cool, but I'm like next level. Like it was perfect. And then
hey, Mike. Or neg.
Yeah. It was. I would say it's like a neg. Yeah.
Nice.
And then it was right after that where you were like, oh, I think she said like, oh yeah, let's take a picture. And then I was going to get in the picture, but I wanted to let them have their little moment. So I just kind of like, what? Did you notice that? She was like, oh, let's take a picture. And then y'all were like already there together. And I was like, I'll get out of this because I would have interfered. It would have it just felt right to not be in the picture.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So let's see. We had that moment.
Did she get your Instagram or no?
No, she didn't. Yeah. No,
I thought she said she was gonna get it.
Oh, yeah, there was a moment she did, but we just curved into something else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And then man.
Yeah. So anything else with that one or
anything else with that one? No, I don't think so. I'm trying to remember anything else besides that one.
Like I think this is just perfect because it's like we got to the place, didn't find my fucking ID. Go back to my car and served on a silver platter was a great interaction.
Really?
For us to enjoy and for us to have fun. And I came from it when I like started talking to her was like from care because like this is this fucking drunk girl on the side of the street. You know what I mean? Like make sure she's okay. But she like is every moment like has its own opportunity. You know what I mean? Like you shouldn't just ignore these things when they happen. Like these things happen for a reason. There's a sequence. Okay, so that was, dude, we haven't even gotten to the fucking club. Okay, so we're walking. What was the opener that I gave you that we were gonna use?
The opener that Will gave me to start with was gummy bears or gummy worms. Hey, real quick, gummy bears or gummy worms? And they answer.
Gummy worms.
They're like, nah, Sour Patches.
Sour Patch Kids.
Sour Patch
is like the thing, but yeah. And so I have never used this opener like in my life. And so I thought this was like, I was like, I'm gonna give it to Gio. We'll try it out. I use a bunch of different openers, and but I've heard this one a few times used by different people who I know are good. So like, well, I mean, if they use it, it must be good. You got that from Eugene? Maybe, yeah. I think so. Yes. I remember that. So I had never used it before, but I was like, fuck it, let's try it out. And then You saw me use it when? When did you see me use it?
I saw you using it on not even on the club. We were on the street.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we were walking towards like a group of guys and girls, but this one specifically looked like a couple almost. There were these two that were
I thought it was a couple.
they were kind of close to each other, and then you opened her up,
Mhm.
and I was surprised too because I thought you were supposed to open the guy up first in those situations,
Mhm.
but I was like, all right. And as you went, you opened them up, and the chick wasn't really into it. I think, yeah, right.
No, they both were into
They
it.
both really into
The thing
it.
is, the follow-up was what needed work, but the opener hit really well.
Okay. So the opener hit, it just didn't hook. There we go. It didn't hook all the way. But no, but it definitely it was definitely cool seeing that because you were really smooth and it was cool how you had this dynamic that even if, as soon as the conversation ended, there was very minimal effort for you to join back with just you and me.
Mhm.
Just go back into this.
Yeah, and that's why you do, like all of this I feel now is very basic to me, but I didn't know this before, and so I was violating this 100 million different ways because I didn't have the basic understanding. Now I'm transferring that to Gio so that it becomes second nature to him. Okay, so what happened was it was this group of like maybe 8 people, and there were, it was like 8 in total, but they were kind of scattered along the street. And so I saw this one girl who was super cute, like really, really nice long hair. It was curly hair. And then there was a guy, and then there was another girl. And so they're kind of sitting on this corner of the building on the corner of the street. And so the technique is I walk past them. Okay. So like say they're here, I walk past them, and then I turn around and I'm like, hey guys, real quick, over the shoulder. Like you hear this all the time. Like this needs to be ingrained in you, in the way that you move. It's I walk past them over the shoulder. What does that mean? I'm not facing them. I'm not just fucking, hey guys, what's going on? Like that's not how you do it. I'm walking past them, and I'm kind of like turn around as if it was just like, oh, it just kind of came to my fucking head, or I was thinking about it and y'all just happened to be here. This is all incidental. The master creates the moments, right? But they look like they're fluid because they are, like in its own way, it is spontaneous, right? I didn't expect this person to be here, but hey, they're here now. And so allow me to use my techniques to create what I want to create. So I walk past them over the shoulder. I'm like, hey guys, real quick, gummy bears or gummy worms? And then light up, eyes are up, smiles. And it was 3. It was a guy in the center, and then it was 2 girls on the side. And then they all like, gummy bears, gummy worms, blah, blah, blah. And then I say, wrong, Sour Patch Kids. And then, and then just kind of like from there, I was like, yeah, like those are the best, blah, blah, blah. And then from there, what I like to transition into is like, oh, where are y'all going, or what are y'all doing? And like, oh, I think we're going to Fuse. I was like, oh, okay, cool. And at this point, we start walking. And so we're walking with the group. And then the one that really stuck into the conversation was the guy. And so from there, the correction was I needed to have kept the conversation going with the rest of them. But regardless, we had merged already with their group. We were all literally walking together, like fucking, I don't know, 10 of us. And then so we're walking, and I'm like, yeah, we're not really from here. I just moved in here a couple months ago. Like, what are some cool places? Like, oh yeah, we're going to Fuse right now. Oh, okay, like, yeah, very cool. And it's like, oh, how do y'all know each other? Like, how do y'all know each other is like, I learned that from history when I was fucking like 17. Like that, at some point, that needs to be thrown into your conversation because they're out with somebody. And that's also going to allow you to decipher what are the relationships. Who's the boyfriend of who? Who's the girlfriend of who? Are they all school friends? Are they all work friends? Do they know each other because of, I don't know, they all do soccer or something? Like you as the social dynamic, you as the artist, you as the artist, you are gathering intel, you're gathering your reconnaissance, right? You're getting all the information so that you know how to properly act in this. And so then they say, oh, we all went to school together. Oh, we all just graduated. Like, okay, cool. And then at a certain point, it started to kind of die down. It's like, okay, well, y'all are going to Fuse. I think we're going to go over here. So see you guys later. All right, cool. Bam. Now, did I fucking, get the girl's phone number? Did she fucking kiss me? Like no. But what did I do? I practiced my technique. I was able to get a successful open. I was able to conversate with the group, and then I was able to get some information. Oh, they're all school friends. So maybe I go to Fuse later. Maybe I see them again, and maybe, you know, then I introduce them to other people. These are all planting seeds. I'm just walking around planting seeds. It's not about this one chick in this one area or this one. Like, that's not it. The idea is I'm here to practice. I'm here to enjoy. I'm here to have fun. And so part of that is this interaction right now. And that was my first time ever using gummy bears or gummy worms. So I was like, that for me, that was fucking amazing. That was awesome. Okay, so that was the first time you saw me use it. Okay, then after that, we went to Nomikai, right?
Nomikai.
And so how was that for you?
Nomikai. We went to that avenue. Man, that one was packed too.
Yeah, that place was really packed.
Yeah. Walking in there.
Dude, this is St. Patrick's Day. Every fucking place was so packed.
Man.
It was kind of cool, but it was kind of not.
Yeah, especially like in the streets, it was cool. Then the clubs, they were packed to the brim. You know, people all the way. Oh man, that was a tough situation, bro. Because walking in, getting some of the drinks. There's no space for anything except until the moment once we got our drinks. The girls I saw you started opening the girl on the left.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw that said because you were at the bar ordering drinks,
Mm-hmm.
and you took that opportunity to talk to the girl on your left, on your shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw that was really cool because she responded really well to you.
Mm-hmm.
Really, really well.
I was talking to her for like, I don't know, like 10 minutes almost. It was a while.
Man.
Mm-hmm.
And then, you know, I guess she introduced you to her friends right there on the left.
Mm-hmm. So it's no, like I introduced myself to, because you like as I'm starting to get better at this, I realize how bad people are at socializing. It's like, oh my gosh, man, you guys need help how to like talk to people. And so I'm like, oh, are these your friends? I'm like, hey, what's up, guys? And then they start talking to me.
light up.
Yeah. And so like that.
Oh, we're friends.
like, hi, we're here too. Like, oh, we exist. Oh, hey guys, what's going on? How are you? Yeah. So okay, so you saw me interact with them. That went really good for a while. And then at a certain point, I thought that they were with some guys, but apparently it was just the girls. And so I was like, hey, what's up? I said hi to the guys as well. And then at a certain point, I was like, okay, Gio, I don't know if I've like taught you how to like come into the set. I don't think I have. And so I figured, okay, well, let me introduce Gio. And then I introduced you. But let's take it back. So I want to talk about how I opened it and like how it was going so well, and then, you know, how it can improve. So for me, I don't know if this is proper technique, but I do it with like very high efficiency rating. So I'm just going to tell you what I do. And, you know, if you want to ask any other guys that are like, you know, have been doing this for a long time, then they can correct you or not. So what I do whenever I'm at like, I'm actually like, I'm really good at opening in the line for the bar. Like that is a like location for me. Is like, I'm actually really comfortable there for whatever reason. Cause I get an opportunity. I get in the line, I get behind whoever, but I strategically choose where I want to be in line. So like, if you notice, I came into the right and it was like a bunch of guys. And like, okay, I don't want to be in this part of the line. So I look around like, oh, there's some girls over here. Okay, cool. I back out of the line and I come back into this area. And in this area, there are guys to my right and there are girls to my left who they look pretty cute. And then there were guys behind them. I assume it was a big group. And so I'm just kind of there, kind of dancing, you know, enjoying the music, looking around. Like I do a lot of clapping. I got that from AZD because I saw him do what, bro. One time when AZD was out, this motherfucker clapped like a whole minute, like on beat. And I was like, bro, like I got uncomfortable. I was like, bro, you're still doing this for like, I was like, whoa. But that was a good reference for me to realize like, yo, I can do that and I can get away with that. And it doesn't fucking matter. And if anything, it shows a certain level of confidence to be able to do that. So now regularly I am like clapping. Like, you know, if I'm feeling it, if I'm particularly feeling it, I clap. So I'm there, I'm dancing, I'm clapping, you know, doing my thing. And I see an opening, like when the time is right, like it punches all by itself. Like, you know, I didn't punch, it punched. So I saw an opening, like I didn't enter the opening entered, you know, or so to speak. So there was like an opening, and then I kind of make my way in, and then shoulders on the bar. The girl is behind me to my left. So I'm not paying attention to her. There's a guy on my right, shoulders on the bar. I'm chilling here, looking around. I'm like, okay. And then any excuse, any sort of way to usually some sound bites are, oh, what is that? That looks good. Like, what are you getting? Like, hey, it's my first time here. What's good to get here? What is something else that I could say? Those are pretty much it. Like, what is that? That looks good. What should I get? This is my first time here. What are you getting? Like, very basic, man. It doesn't have to be like, the words are just a vehicle to get the energy across. What matters is your energy and that you have some words to get it across. So mine, so none of those were the ones I used. What I used was, there were 3 shots being lined up and this guy was pouring all of them. And so I was looking at the bartender while he was doing that. And I turned over to the girl and I'm like, yo, are those for you guys? Like, kind of like being joking, like, oh, are y'all about to take those shots? Like, dude, it doesn't matter what the fuck I say. It's just like, the energy is that I'm fun. I was like, yo, like, are y'all going to take those shots? Like, like that, like in that voice, in that tone of voice. Cause I could say that in a very weird ass way where that won't come across, it'd be like, hey, are you guys taking those shots? Like it would sound weird. So you have to calibrate it for the moment. So I'm like, are y'all taking that? And like, oh, then she fucking laughs. Like immediately she laughs. And she's like, oh no, that's not for us. Like, I don't, I can't take a shot. Like that's hard for me. It's like, oh yeah, like what would you get? And then she's like, oh, I like a likey martini. I was like, what the fuck is that? And he's like, it's a martini with likey. We're like, well, I think I know what a martini is. I don't know what the fuck a likey is. Like, is that like a vegetable? She's like, oh, it's like a fruit. Like, this is just me I'm bantering. Like, this isn't something that I made up or that I read in a fucking book. It's just, okay, where does this thing go next? And because I'm in an energy of playfulness, like it just fucking works. And so she starts laughing. She's like, yeah, it's like a fruit. It's like a this. And the whole point is that I'm keeping a very high energy and it's very fun. And so let's see what happened after that. I was like, yeah, I think I say this a lot because it's the truth. I was like, I like tequila. She's like, tequila by itself? I'm no, like, tequila with Sprite or like tequila with orange juice, or like sometimes I do tequila sunrise. Like all of this is all just alcohol talk. Nobody fucking cares about what the fuck you're really talking about. It's just the fact that you're interacting and that you're having a good time. So having this interaction, I was like, oh yeah, I'll let you try some of my margarita. You let me try some of the likey martini. She's like, oh yeah, okay. And so yeah, the conversation goes. I was like, oh, are these your friends? Like, where are they? How do you know each other? She's like, oh, we just graduated. I was like, apparently everybody just graduated. They were all fucking college kids. Yeah,
that's weird. Yeah.
Like, yeah, we just graduated. I was like, oh, okay, cool. And then at a certain point, I realized I was like, okay, I need to introduce Gio. And so I'm like, hey guys, like I turn around, lean back on the bar, and I'm like, hey guys, like Gio, I like do like emotion. And I hear Gio, these are my friends. And so like Gio comes in, and then I introduce him to the 5 people, and apparently they weren't together. It was just the girls that like know each other. But I was like, who the fuck cares, man? We're all hanging out, we're all being social. Mm-hmm. And so I introduced him there, and then from there, let's see what happened. The conversation went a little bit more, but I realized that it was kind of fizzling out. And so I was gonna be like, okay, guys, well, we're gonna go over here. We're gonna meet some friends. So when you want to eject, those are great words. We're meeting some friends. Like, oh, we'll see you guys later. Our friends are over there, or we're gonna go see our friends right now. Because why? Because you're a social person, and that's what you're doing. So we ejected. And then yeah, so whenever I introduced you, what did you talk to the guys? Did you talk to the girls? What happened at that moment? I don't really remember.
Oh, it was like massive confusion, bro. Because
okay,
because yeah, the girl started talking to me, and we had a little zodiac conversation.
Oh yeah,
yeah. Yeah, bro.
So it was one of her friends, or was it the one that I was talking to?
No, it was one of her friends. I think it was another Asian on the right.
Yeah, it was these 3 Asian girls, small, cute girls.
Yeah. It's no, it didn't last too long because there was always a confusion because in that moment one of the other guys started talking like, no, we're not part of the group.
Yeah, that's fucking funny.
And the other girl took it. I guess she took it the wrong way, but she's like completely. It made her back up even more. Like,
so one of them was talking to you, the other one was not really.
Exactly.
And then I was still talking to mine.
Exactly. I guess I just say that moment of awkwardness. I didn't know how to handle that.
Okay, yeah. Hey man, that's real.
Yeah, that's definitely, man.
Mm-hmm.
And that moment is that the conversation, it didn't flow with me right with the other girls.
Mm-hmm.
It just stopped right there.
Okay, well that's fine, man. It's practice. You get to do it. This is really
I
fun.
felt like something changed behind us.
Yeah, like this fucking. But yeah, so that's practice, dude. It's like I've been in so many weird, awkward situations where I didn't know what to do. Like one thing that I realized I'm not really good at is when I open a set and a guy walks in like that I was unaware of because I guess he was in the restroom or something. Like that is the whole thing that I realized. Oh shit, I get really weird when that happens. Like and so that's like a sticking point for me. Or I don't know how many times that's happened since, but so when you get introduced, like you kind of feel like you're not really sure what to say. Like would you say that's true?
No, it was different. It was, I don't know, it was like a combination of the environment, but like me and just, I don't know. I didn't like, put enough effort, I would say.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it was kind of loud. It's hard to talk in there, man.
So whenever that happens, you can just go into like sound bites. Like, how do you guys know each other?
I like that one.
That's bro. That's just bam, baseline. You should go with that one. If you have nothing else to fucking say, how do you guys know each other? Like, how do you know Will? Like, or how do you know him? Like, they're like, oh, we just met him, or we don't know him. It's like, oh, you know what? And then you can start to DHV me, and then that'll make you what? Look like you have social proof. You're aligned with high value guys. And so those are two things you could always do. Like, how do you know Will, or whatever you want to call me, or how do you guys know each other? Like, you can start there. Just start there. What are you guys drinking? Like, do you know any other places around here? Like these are just little tools that this is just language, right? Just words that you can use in the moment. Okay, so that was that. Yeah, at a certain point we just ejected because I kind of, the energy started to die, and I kind of wanted, the girl was cute enough, but I didn't want to push it forward. Okay, so we don't have that much time. I want to get to the best part of the night, which was the very last set. So we exited that venue, we walked to Fuse, and then we enter Fuse. Fuse is playing some decent music. Come in there, I'm dancing or whatever. We go to the bar, we get a drink, and if you remember way back in the story, I opened the ones in the corner, and I was like, man, they said they were going to Fuse. I need to open this girl because I thought she was so cute. I was like, man, I need to open her again. And then I walk into Fuse, and I'm just kind of vibing, but I'm scanning to see if I see the girl. And then I walk outside and I see the girl, and she's talking to two guys. I was like, okay, so I'm not just about to enter that set. So what I need to do is I need to create rapport in the environment so that I get noticed, so that I can then open the set. So like, this is higher level of stuff. If you're still like, trying to figure out how to open, you're not quite at the level of like, how do I game the venue, which is really the higher level of this thing, is gaming the venue, gaming the environment. So we had both grabbed the beer. We walked towards the this little fountain at the outside of Fuse, and the set came up next to us, and there were three of them. Do you remember what I said? How I opened the three set? That was by the fountain.
It was like, who lies more, men or women?
No. That was for the very last one. This is the set right before.
Okay.
This is the set right before.
Dang, it wasn't. No, I didn't hear.
It was about the fountain.
This is the fountain. Oh, the making wishes.
Yeah. Okay, so how do you remember what I said?
No, look. Man, I don't want. Did you ask her if she had like a penny or something?
That came later.
That came later. No, I missed the opening.
Okay, so we're standing by like a fountain, and earlier I had made a joke with Gio. I was like, "Hey, bro, make a wish. It's a fountain." And I gave him a quarter, and then he threw the wish or whatever. And so then kind of came back. We're drinking our drink, just kind of hanging out. This three set comes by, and they kind of walk past us, and they're by the fountain. I'm like, "Hey guys, you can't stand here unless you make a wish. Like, or unless you throw something in the fountain." Like, that's what I said, but like being playful. And then he started laughing. I was like, ha ha ha. I was like, yeah, go make a wish. I'm like, egging them on. I was like, oh, I don't have a quarter. I don't have a penny. I was like, and that's kind of how that went. And, I got that actually from Palacio. Well, Palacio at some point said like, hey guys, you can't stand here. Like, this place is private, or like he said something like that. He's I've seen him open like that before. And so me using my intelligence, I realized, oh, that's an interesting way to do it. Hey guys,
stand here. I'm gonna have to give you a citation.
Yeah. He said something like that. Yeah.
It worked.
And so I took that and I made it specific to my moment, which is, hey, you can't stand here unless you make a wish on the fountain. So that went like that. But then again, we saw this like this, it was probably like a 5 set. It was 4 girls and a guy. And they're standing next to me. And then what did I tell you before I opened? Do you remember?
Let's see, you got that part. Was it the liars?
No, that's the opener. What did I say before I opened them? I said something. Okay, so these were like I would, if I had to classify it, like these were like some like ratchet girls. Yeah. They were like, I was shaking her ass, like twerking, like super big, flashing the lights, taking the video of her friends and like of her dancing, shaking her ass and stuff. Like that was that energy. And so I turned my back to them, and then I was talking to Gio, and I was like, you see how high energy they are? So when I come in, I need to be even more than that.
Yes.
Or slightly above that. And that's from mystery. If you're at a social place, you're not gonna come lower than their energy. Okay? Because that's gonna fucking then you're you suck the soul out of the party. You're not the fun person. We're here to have fun. And if they're already having all this amount of fun and you come in like whatever, then you're gonna burn that set. It's gonna fuck you up. So I told Gio, I was like, okay, so you see the energy that they're at? I need to be at that and slightly higher. And so I was like, yeah, okay. And then this is another technique. Whatever opener you're about to open with, you can ask your wingman that question, or however you open, to get yourself in the conversation, in the flow, so that it feels more natural. So I'm like, hey, who do you think lies more, guys or girls? And you're like, guys. I think girls. Oh, okay, here, let me ask them. Hey guys, real quick, like my energy is up. I'm up and I'm expressive. I'm like, hey guys, who do y'all think lies more, guys or girls? They fucking zoomed in on my ass, and like, girl, no, guys, definitely, because guys are always trying to hide, and like, whoa, like, then I feel like I do that whole gesture, like, whoa, like, hey, like relax, like that was kind of my energy. And so I was like, for real, you think so? Like, I don't know. I was thinking that girls lie more. She's like, no, because guys, they like, you realize the one girl who ended up like really being the most on me, she was aggressive at first, right?
Really aggressive.
She was like, guys, y'all always lie. And anytime you're fucking some other girl, like you always lie about it. And I like, it was like harsh, like the way she approached me.
She made an ugly face for sure.
Yeah, no, she was like mad. And then, but you realize I didn't falter, right? I didn't lose. I didn't like back off. Like, I jokingly, did that or whatever, but I didn't run away from that challenge, if so to speak. And I was like, no, I think it's girls. You know why? Because look at you, you're wearing heels, right? It's like, you're not that tall. I was like, look at you, you're wearing makeup, right? You don't look like that. And so, like I was shooting it back at her. You know what I mean? I wasn't backing down from the challenge. And then she was like, yeah, but that's not the same. It's like, no, it's like this. And then I veered the conversation from her to the girl who was actually my target, who I would have preferred to talk to. But then after seeing her, she actually didn't look as cute as I thought she did. But yeah, so then I veered to her, like, who do you think lies more, guys or girls? And then that one comes in. And let's see, how did the conversation go from here? Somehow, again, zodiacs is always like a fun thing to do.
It is.
Let's see. So did I introduce you, or did you just walk in? How did that go?
I think I just walked in. I started talking to one of the girls on the right, the bigger ones.
So how did that go?
Oh, it went fantastic, because I started talking about the zodiacs, and I started guessing the zodiacs, especially like the one that you were talking to. Like, let's guess. She seems she's kind of up there. I think she's an Aries. Like, oh, is it? I was like, all right. Well, let me guess you. You're a Pisces. She was also Pisces. Hell, Pisces.
Nice. That's always so dope whenever you get it.
Yeah, and then she got really excited because I guessed it right. Then she decided to bring the rest of her friends, bringing them in to start holding. Like, hey, we're talking about zodiacs and wheels. Like, then she was like, the real aggressive one. She's like, that's a Taurus. I was like, oh, that's a Taurus. So, my friend over here, he's a lawyer. And then she's like, he's a lawyer.
yeah?
Why she started asking who lies more, men or women.
Yeah, I remember that. That's so funny.
That was really funny when she said that.
Yeah, she was like, oh, so that's why you were asking. I was like, I don't see the connection there. She made some logical connection. In her head, somehow that made sense. That me, because I'm a lawyer, I'm asking who lies more, like guys or girls. Yeah.
I started seeing you as that, bro. I think that was a huge DHP because I was really amazed about that.
Yeah, and then the way that went, it's like then we were like all taking pictures together, and then
That's right.
me and the one girl who then became like my best friend afterwards, they like added me on Instagram. We had the same birthday. It was one of the girls' birthdays, and she had just turned 21, and the other one was like 20, but she was still drinking. And so I'm giving them shit for that. I'm like, you shouldn't be drinking. Like, I'm a lawyer. I like to follow the law. Or no, I'm like, it's like I don't like when people break the law. I'm the only one that can break the law. Like you can't break the law. And so yeah, like that entire interaction at the end was really just like it's using the energy of the group dynamic, and you get everyone involved, and you just kind of figure like you're just playing. I really just see this as playing, man. Like I'm playing, I'm having fun, I'm dancing, like I'm singing a song, like we're all singing a song together. We're like a band, we're a band creating a rock song or whatever the hell is going on. Apparently, at one point, the auntie came around and found out that she was the aunt. She had the boyfriend who was the tall black guy, and they were like looking for weed or something, which I guess is what happens around these parts. And then I started giving them shit for that. I was like, oh, you like weed? I was like, oh, let's see if we can find some around here. And then there was a guy like smoking. I'm like, oh, you should go ask him. And then so she walks over and like goes ask him. Okay, so is there anything in that interaction that really stuck out to you other than anything?
It was really fun interaction. And I could tell, like, even looking back at it, it's like I'm pretty sure we had a lot of the attention of the environment. That was definitely gave me the venue. Because even like I can see it would make a lot of the people around us real jealous. How come these ratchets are having fun?
Yeah,
they're not having as much fun. The other guys, they had more of a serious vibe. Everybody else, but the vibe that we were in, there was nowhere near serious.
Yeah, there was no seriousness. It was all playful,
and the energy was high.
It was like huge. It was like yelling. And so what the way that at that point, it was towards the end of the night, and while we were about to leave. And so I ejected, and I was like, hey, we're gonna go inside, we're gonna meet our friends. Again, just whenever you leave, you can just say that we're gonna go meet our friends. And so I hear like, oh, do you have my Instagram? That's when you can number close, Instagram close or whatever. Two of them followed me. I'm probably not gonna message them, but it's the practice. It's the practice of it. And from there, the way it would have gone was it'd be like, hey, I'm about to go to the bar. Do you want to come? Or like that's the way you would have like, hey, let's go make some friends. Here, come on, let's go to the bar. Like that's the next step in that sequence. I didn't go there because it didn't feel like the right time. I was getting kind of tired. It was already past midnight. We said we're gonna leave around midnight. So yeah, I think, yeah, oh fuck. All right, well, it's 3 o'clock. I think that's about it. Any last words, Gio?
Oh, that's it. Can't wait for the next interview.
Yeah. Did you have fun?
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Really excited, man.
Like all of this is experience, man. This is math time. The more you get into it, the more you start to develop these skills, these natural tendencies, the muscle memory of how to do what you need to do. Let's see if anything for me. Really what I would like to do is plug the fucking Vegas camp, because all of this, like the reason I'm able to do this is I have my own natural energy of how I act and how I behave. And that's guided me through my life, right? To a certain extent. But the technique, the words, how do you open? How do you do your body? How do you eject? When, like, should you be looking at the girl? When do you should leave the group to go back with your friends? Like, these are all techniques that I learned in Vegas under Eros, Jay Guru Dev Eros. Like I owe all of this to him, because that is where I learned the technique. That is where I got the understanding. And that is why I'm able to do what I do now. And I'm able to transfer that to others. And so you can ask whoever else has been out with me, Najim, what's his name? Aroma, Zay when he was here, Palacio, like what, after I came back from Vegas, like my game fucking went like times 10, times 100, because now I was always intelligent. I just didn't know the moves. I didn't know the moves on the chessboard. Now I know the moves on the chessboard. Now I get to really play the game. Now I get to really have fun with it and level up in this thing. So do the proper studies, put in your time, put in the effort, and you're going to get the rewards of that. Okay, guys, thanks everyone for tuning in. Thank you for the Magic Man, Gio Estrada, IMC Base 2 Guardian for being our special guest. And we'll see you guys later. Os.